So when you're down in Chicago, you gotta go ahead and do some of the things that, you know, tourists do in Chicago. So one of the things is coming down here to the park and doing the big faces. Now, in the middle of summer when it's hot outside, you got all sorts of people running around in between there, and eventually that silly statue there, that thing, that big tall pillar, it's gonna spit on people. No, seriously, it really does. The faces change, and eventually they go ahead and they spit on people. Craziest thing in the world, but that's what they do. So here's the other one down at this end. See, it goes way up there, right? And there's a face that looks out the opposite way. So this is just one, we're down by Grant Park. And this is what people do. But right now it's a little chilly today. It's not really summer anymore. A lot of kids are back in school, and we're down here hitting the heights of Chicago. So I didn't want you to miss out on anything on this fancy, you know, tidbits take Chicago kind of thing. So his face isn't changing much, and I don't think he's gonna spit anytime soon. So we're gonna move on. So keep up, would you? Yeah, so there it is. It's spitting water right now. I don't know if you can see it or not, but that's really kind of disgusting. And those are just some local tourists out there that, you know, stop and take pictures of everything. So that's what happens in Chicago. A lot of weird people and stuff, but can you imagine that guy's actually spitting on people? I mean, why would you want to do that? Well, I don't know. And then he goes back to smiling. So the guy's smiling. He just gets done spitting on people and he's smiling. It's kind of nutty if you ask me. Now, don't pay any attention to those two chicks in the background there. They're not really chicks, they're my daughters. So hey, watch it, pal. Yeah, I know, a big fancy, well-known guy. You wouldn't think I would maybe have kids. Well, I do. So they're with me today in Chicago. That there's the siren. That's because in Chicago they have crime. That part of Chicago I'm not showing you today. But come on, we're gonna go see the next attraction. Now, a lot of what people do around here is they walk. And that's why we're walking. We're walking right to the next big attraction. This is the one that cost the city of Chicago like $26 million. If that isn't the craziest, silliest thing in the world. $26 million for what this guy calls art. And what exactly would cost the city of Chicago $26 million? Well, that would be the bean. Yep, the bean. Craziest sculpture in the world. $26 million. Let's go take a look.
I can't put anything on the internet that isn't true.
Where'd you hear that? The internet.
There it is. That's the bean in all of its glory. Beautiful. People come from miles around to see that silly thing. And then they go up underneath it, they take all sorts of pictures. It's another one of Chicago's landmarks. I don't really get it. It's, I don't know, it doesn't really look like a bean to me. I don't know. But there it is, so enjoy. See, when you're at the bean, you have to at least come right up to it. You got to make yourself really look like you're silly, because everybody touches the bean. That means there's germs all over it. I mean, that's really... And actually, look, I can record myself now. Right there, touching the bean. Everybody wants to touch the bean, but safety first, my friend. You should have latex gloves on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. That's what happens to people when they touch the bean and they shouldn't. Now, what you're noticing right now is that we can see the reflection. So there they are. That's them. I know them too. One of them just turned 18, but I'm not telling you which one. So, there's the bean. There it is, in all of its glory. $26 million. And we're still taking Chicago by storm. So, we're making our way down to Navy Pier, but we're doing the whole thing by walking. So, anything else comes up, we'll let you know. Hey, Jay Matthews, and this is Tidbits.